Hello. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I will be talking to you about a service I created called WorldTaxi. My name is Ben Benigno, and my advisor for this startup is Dr. Felipe Massa. Let's meet Sarah. Sarah is part of my beachhead market of American college study abroad students. This is her first time out of the country, and she is nervous about being in a foreign country where the primary language is not English. One of her main concerns is getting around from place to place and feeling safe while doing so. She is unfamiliar with the area and is worried about getting lost and not being able to ask for directions since she only speaks English. She is used to taking Ubers and pretty much relies on them whenever she is traveling. While abroad, she won't be using her cell service except for emergencies only to save on costs, so she'll be relying on Wi-Fi as her main source of communication. The country Sarah is going to does not have Uber or Lyft services available for her to use. This country relies solely on their taxi companies for public car transportation. The second problem is that there is a language barrier, and Sarah needs to be able to communicate with her drivers. Because Sarah is not relying on cell service and doesn't feel comfortable hailing a taxi from the street, it will be difficult for her to hail a taxi. So Sarah should not have to worry about all of these factors that create inconveniences and uncomfortable situations for her when trying to get around a new city. When surveying college students if they felt comfortable hailing taxis from off the street, a majority of them answered no. This validates that there needs to be another way to hail taxis. I conducted interviews with students who recently studied abroad to see how their experiences were with transportation while they were abroad. The main concerns were not knowing the language, not understanding how to use public transportation, and inconveniences of using taxis. So, I created WorldTaxi. The WorldTaxi app provides a safe, easy-to-use taxi hailing service in countries that do not have ride-sharing services. Its key features are that it works directly with local taxi companies, so rather than competing with them, they're working with them. There are also in-app translators that help with communication. There's safety features. You can use Wi-Fi to hail a ride so their user does not have to rely on cellular data to call a cab, and there's also a currency converter. This is a prototype of the app. We will be acting as our friend Sarah when using it for the first time. The first thing Sarah does is create an account and insert her payment method. After doing this, Sarah will pick from the list of cities which one she is traveling in. Sarah picks Barcelona. The app opens into the map with suggested destinations and a search bar to type in where she wants to go. Sarah picks from the suggested destinations to go to Playa de la Nova Icaria. So she's going to have a nice, relaxing day on the beach. The taxi options to choose from are listed with currency conversion rates and how far away the taxis are from her location. Sarah chooses the basic taxi, and Ricardo will be her driver. His rating is shown as well as his license plate in order to identify him when he arrives to pick Sarah up. While en route, Sarah is able to track her location, add a stop, and talk to Ricardo with the messaging feature if there happens to be a language barrier. There is also the safety feature that's in the bottom right corner where Sarah can share her location with a friend or alert the authorities if she feels like she's in danger. Sarah has made it to the beach, so now all she has to do is rate and comment on Ricardo's performance. Now she's ready to enjoy her relaxing beach day. So part of the value proposition for WorldTaxi is that it bridges the gap between language barriers. I wanted to see how likely students were to choose a taxi in this situation, and the chart shows that no one opted for a taxi, even though taxi was one of the options to choose from. Most students felt safer using the metro and walking. Uber and Lyft is tied with walking, though, which makes me think students are likely to use WorldTaxi since it is so similar and since Uber and Lyft are not available in the cities I am planning to establish the services in. I was reassured that there's even more value than just being in places where Uber and Lyft isn't, that there's value in being able to comfortably hail a taxi in a place where they most likely don't speak English. They also like how WorldTaxi supports the local culture and taxi companies. They also validate how user-friendly and familiar the app is. So let's get into the business part of the app. The revenue model WorldTaxi has is a transaction-based model. There are 3 options of taxis to choose from, each ranging in different prices. Prices will always vary when hailing a taxi depending on where you are in the world, the distance of your trip, taxes, etc. So when looking at Uber and Lyft as my models for my app, they charge a base fare for their different riding options. These prices that are listed here are WorldTaxi's base fares. The total addressable market is around 50 million users. This number is based off of the number of Uber and Lyft users in the world. The serviceable available market is projected for about 20 million users based off the number of college students in the US. WorldTaxi, however, is not limited to college students. All travelers can use it, so the serviceable available market is actually much bigger than that. And as you can see, there are about 300,000 American college study abroad students that make up my beachhead market. And these are WorldTaxi's main competitors. And as you can see, WorldTaxi has a lot of features that are not available in the others. So you can check out that chart right there. And WorldTaxi will reach its beachhead market through multiple channels. The first is through marketing. We will advertise at study abroad fairs through sponsored ads on social media and by being featured in university-wide emails regarding study abroad opportunities. Our best way of reaching our target audience on college campuses is by partnering with their study abroad offices. We will also partner with large study abroad programs like ISEP or SIT to help validate our company. To keep and entice our customers, we will offer random promotions. Also, each user will have their own referral code so they can refer their friends and get deals that way. We will also have a reward system for our users to have as well. At WorldTaxi's initial start, we will immediately get in contact with local taxi companies in the cities where we are trying to get established. We will integrate them into our company and work on the logistics of the partnership. This will take some time, so it is crucial to get involved with them early on. Partnering with the taxi companies will increase awareness of our app within the market. And according to my financial report, it will take about 36 months to break even for the startup. And at this point, we should have up to 2,000 customers. This is based off of projected revenue, pre-launch operating and salary expenses. So we seek $250,000 for pre-launch expenses. And if these expenses are covered in the beginning, then it will take a shorter amount of time to reach a break-even point and begin making profit. Thank you for your time. You can find us or contact us at any of these sites, and I hope to talk with you again soon.